TD Cowen's Robert Moskow. Robert, it's great to have you. Fascinating discussion where you said, look, what's it going to take to get volume to inflect positive, and not a lot of conviction as to when or how.
Yeah, that's right. And I think the part of the issue here is that when you try to break down all the reasons for why volumes have been so weak and why sales are decelerating so sharply, you come up with 5 different reasons. Delayed impact of elasticity, reduced SNAP funding, increased travel and mobility. I mean, a long list. And the problem is you can't really focus on one big reason for it that's transitory. So as a result, I think that it's too premature to assume that consumers will just slip back into normal shopping patterns, say in September when they stop traveling and go back to school. And I think there's a lot of scratching heads going on and not a lot of conviction from the companies themselves as to what the driver is for sales growth to stabilize and return to positive.
But Robert, isn't that why the stocks have been so weak? Food stocks have really underperformed. I mean, how much has already baked in there? What are the expectations?
Yeah, I think it's a very fair question. And I launched coverage here a week ago. And the reason I didn't have more underperforms is that I performed a sensitivity analysis to try to look at, what happened the last time that food companies had to reduce price, reset margins in response to weak volumes. And that was like 2018 and 19. And when you put it through that and you assume that valuation multiples kind of come close back to normal, you don't get a lot of downside to the stocks. So as a result, I have more neutrals than normal. I normally have a lot of underperforms, but not at this time.
So is M&A bolt-on sort of going to be the answer from here on out? Is Campbell's Sovos kind of a tell?
Absolutely. A major theme from our summit, especially in light of Smucker buying Hostess as well. The pattern here is that when food growth slows, the big companies accelerate M&A in order to buy growth and improve their portfolios. And this is a time when they have more capacity to do it. They've paid down a lot of debt since the pandemic. So a lot of our outperforms are on digestible, higher growth companies like Freshpet, Utz, Lamb Weston. I don't think they're going to get bought out tomorrow, but I do think that they are in play longer term.
You think Utz is in play as a takeover target?
I think over time, yes. It's still family controlled, but you have a board that's very diverse, and I would argue not entrenched. I think realistic, but they have a lot of wood to chop. They want to improve their operational efficiency, and they have a great runway to do that. I'm a big fan of their new CEO, and I think that he can get it done.
Yeah, he comes on the show a lot off earnings. You also like Smucker, which I'm sort of surprised about because I feel like it's been hated and underperformed even worse than some of the food companies. The market wasn't thrilled about the Hostess deal. I'm not sure they explained how that is buying growth to buy a company that's like multiple hundred years old. Why do you like Smucker?
Yeah, I certainly got a lot of pushback on it. It is a lot of questions about, why now? I like Smucker for 2 reasons. One is this is a company that has truly changed its commercial model for its core business. I think that's underappreciated by the street. They have invested more in data analytics, more in category management, and that's improved their relationships with their biggest customer, Walmart. Walmart's the fastest growing customer out there right now because of consumers trading down, and Smucker has improved their relationship there, gained category advisorships, and now Walmart is 34% of their sales. And then secondly, look, I'm going to take the other side of the concerns that people have about indulgent snacks like Hostess. I think consumer demand is resilient and will continue. There's a lot of worry that these drugs will penetrate as much as 30 million consumers. I've worked closely with the TD Pharma team here, which is excellent, and is forecasting something much lower than that. And I think that's more realistic. So I think the reality is different than the concerns on GLP-1s.